This is the Iowa Weather Report for Wednesday, October the 7th, 2015. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Have an upper level feature over the desert southwest. Otherwise, it's still mainly dry and partly to mostly sunny around here, at least today, but it's about to change as we move into tonight and into Thursday with the next system coming in from the west. But for the time being, it'll still be sunny with a couple of clouds here and there and highs mainly in the 70s. It'll be quite warm across the state today, and it will be warm again later into the weekend. But as we talked about, into tonight and into Thursday, system comes in from the northwest that could bring us a little bit of rain activity, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Rainfall amounts generally a quarter of an inch or less. We could see higher amounts. Readings still mainly in the 70s, but then as we move into Friday, that system moves off to our south and east. High pressure builds in. It will be a bit cooler here on Friday, highs in the 60s. Lows Friday night will be quite nippy, but quite normal in the 40s to maybe lower 50s. But that cold weather, or seasonal weather, doesn't last long. Winds turn around to the southwest as we move into Saturday and into Sunday for Columbus Day weekend. And temperatures warm back to near 70 here on Saturday, maybe a few lower 70s in our western counties. And we should see 70s throughout the state on Sunday with plenty of sunshine. It'll feel like a good weekend to be outside. So if you're going camping, if you're going out to look at fall leaves or whatnot, it'd be a good weekend to do that. Even into Columbus Day, if you happen to have Columbus Day off, it's a good day to go out for a drive, go sightseeing, go out, be outside entirely because it's going to be warm in the 70s, plenty of sunshine around. We move into the work week, even if it's not a shortened work week for you, but into Tuesday, it's still dry. It's still mainly slightly above seasonal levels in the upper 60s to lower middle 70s across the state. And it looks to stay that way maybe into the middle of the week, next Wednesday. The flow still coming mainly out of the Pacific. That's going to keep that cold weather still at bay over Canada, and it's going to keep us in a fairly zonal pattern where we'll get some dry weather. A lot of the systems staying well to the north of the state, in fact, even north of the U.S.-Canadian border. And there's a lot of cold air up there, and eventually that's going to come southward. We just don't know when that's going to be at this point, but we'll keep watching it. Going into the extended period on the 18th of October, we still don't see that cold air yet. Still bottled up in Canada. We have a trough axis moving just to our east. That's taking a storm system just through and just to the east of the state at that point. So the following weekend, not this weekend, the next weekend could be a bit rainy. So that's why if you're going to want to do anything outside, especially go look at leaves, this weekend may be better than maybe next weekend, but these could still change, so we'll keep watching this as well. Going into the extended period, to the end of the period on the 22nd, that cold air, according to this run, starts to dive into the Great Lakes. Ridge pumps up over western Canada. This could be the beginnings of possibly our first cold snap for the fall. If this was to be correct, we could easily see our first frost in about 2 weeks' time. Maybe even our first freeze. We'll see. This is the first time we've seen it. It could be gone on the next run. We'll have to wait and see. Satellite image from last evening finally is quieting down over the southeast, especially over the Carolinas, as that upper level feature has now moved off into the Atlantic. Still that upper level feature over the southwest, and our next storm coming in to the north and west. But the watch warning map from last evening was fairly quiet. Some flash flood watches around El Paso, Texas, and in toward Midland, Odessa. Frost and freeze advisories to our north, but other than that, it's fairly quiet across the country at this time. The QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Sunday evening at 7 o'clock shows a lot of rain in West Texas, some in the north and west, about a quarter of an inch around here. Some may get more and some may get less depending on thunderstorms.